Jennifer Aniston, Chris Elliott, and music from Rita Ora. Jimmy Kimmel Live after the news tonight.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
Certified by Weather Rate, Knoxville's most accurate forecast. This is your forecast first from the WATE 6 in Your Side Storm Team. Brought to you by Knoxville Wholesale Furniture, the furniture you want.
By first thing tomorrow morning, pretty quiet for Thursday and Friday, but things will start to change by the weekend. More on that as the news starts now.
WATE 6 in Your Side News at 11 starts now.
Right now, at 11 decades after a brutal killing by a death row inmate, a mother remembers her daughter lost to the crime. We speak with her on the eve of her murderer's execution, how she wants Lee Standifer to be remembered. People paying their respects to President George H.W. Bush, the emotional words his son spoke in the National Cathedral today. And a local woman is reunited with the first responders who helped save her life, how she is now helping them right now at 11. Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Williams. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. There are only hours to go now before a Tennessee death row inmate is scheduled to die. And tonight, we are hearing from a mother who lost her daughter to his hands nearly 4 decades ago. David Earl Miller is one of the few death row inmates to be sentenced to death twice. 2 trials with the same verdict, this for the 1981 crime. He's convicted and charged for the rape and murder of 23-year-old Lee Standifer. Now, this week, we took a look back at the crime and heard from the lead detective on the original case. He described the crime scene as one of the most heinous he's ever worked, but hoped that the public would remember Standifer above all else. For our top story tonight, 6 on Your Side reporter Madison Keevy now joining us live in the studio. And Madison, remembering Standifer seems to be the goal of her mother, as well as for others, too.
Absolutely right, Bo. This week, I spoke to Standifer's mother, Helen. She made it clear she wasn't speaking as a mother with a message, but rather as a mom who wanted others to know a little bit more about her daughter, Lee.
She just was very enthused about life and loved people.
Photos of Lee Standifer show her with a smile.
And she was actually in 4-H out there in Colorado. That was at one of the county meets, and she was just showing off. That was in the picture. That's the sweater she knit, which she got a blue ribbon on.
The voice you're hearing is Helen Standifer's, Lee's mother. She lives on the West Coast now, so we're talking over the phone. But she tells me about Lee. She says their family moved all over for her husband's job, places like Virginia, Colorado, and Tennessee.
We did especially a lot of camping and fishing and hiking. She enjoyed all those kind of activities. She just liked being busy and enjoyed most anything and everybody she met.
Lee's senior yearbook photo from Knoxville, the same smile. Helen says Lee had a learning disability, but loved school. She loved reading, and after high school, loved her job at a food packing company. Above all, Helen says her daughter was positive, a trait she says personally she tried to teach her children and embody herself, especially in the years following her daughter's death.
Hate corrodes the vessel it's contained in is basically what the quote was. And I guess I always felt that way, that it doesn't do anything for anybody. And hopefully that was what I was teaching my children, was that that's just a real waste of time and energy.
Well, Helen tells me she won't be attending the execution tomorrow, that it wouldn't bring her daughter back. Bo.
All right, thank you so much, Madison. And we should note Miller selecting his last meal today, the 61-year-old death row inmate choosing fried chicken, mashed potatoes, biscuits, and coffee. It will be served to him tomorrow afternoon. And we will have crews in Nashville tomorrow, including a media witness covering the execution, which is scheduled for 8 p.m. That coverage, by the way, starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow, running through our 11 o'clock newscast. All right, time now for a closer look at your chilly overnight forecast. Meteorologist Ken Weathers joining us right now in the Storm Center. Ken, what's in store for tonight? I know we saw some flurries early. Could we see some overnight snow?
No, we're actually going to clear out as we go overnight, Bo, but it's going to be cold. So if you do still have a little bit of patch of some snow or ice on some of the side roads that didn't get treated, they will be there tomorrow morning. But thankfully, most areas were okay this morning. Just going to be cold. Look, it's already 20 in Crossville, 21 in Jamestown. We're 30 here in Knoxville. They've cleared out on the plateau. That's why they plummeted there into the 20s. We'll do the same as we go overnight tonight. those temperatures will drop quickly. Quiet right now in the satellite replay. Again, we still have a little bit of cloud cover up over us in the valley and points eastward, but that will thin out quickly tonight, and we'll bottom out near 23 here in Knoxville by first thing tomorrow morning. Still relatively quiet for Thursday into Friday, Bo, but the weekend, definitely interesting. I'll break it all down for you coming up.
Yes, it is. All right, thank you so much, Ken. Hey, we do have one school delay we want to pass along to you. Fentress County schools are going to start 1 hour late tomorrow. Again, Fentress County, 1 hour late. Well, today the nation bid farewell to America's 41st president. Hundreds of dignitaries and heads of state and family gathering at the Washington National Cathedral to honor President George H.W. Bush, his son, giving the eulogy.
A great and noble man. The best father a son or daughter could have.
Tonight, the former president lying in repose at his home church in Houston ahead of his burial tomorrow. ABC's Elizabeth Hurd now. More tonight.
President George Herbert Walker Bush taking his final flight home. The Bush family returning to Houston with their patriarch following a state funeral in Washington.
He left us a more perfect union.
And touching eulogies from friends answering the one question that haunted Bush 41 his entire life after surviving being shot down during World War II.
Made our lives and the lives of nations freer, better, warmer, and nobler. That's why him. That's why he was spared.
The cathedral packed with political leaders from across the country and around the world, including all living U.S. presidents coming together to honor Bush for his decency, his humor.
He loved a good joke, but he never, ever could remember a punchline.
His commitment to his service and devotion to his family.
And the last words he would ever say on earth were, I love you too.
Former President and son George W. Bush delivering the final eulogy, breaking down, calling his late father a great and noble man and the best father.
And in our grief, let us smile knowing that Dad is hugging Robin and holding Mom's hand again.
The Bush family is extremely popular here in Texas, their adopted home state, and so public viewing hours here at the family's church behind me, they've been set to run for about 12 hours until 6 tomorrow morning. Elizabeth Hurd, ABC News, Houston.
And again, the president's funeral service will be in Houston tomorrow. His body will then be taken to the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library, where he will be buried alongside the former First Lady and their daughter. Now, tomorrow we will show you the funeral service from St. Martin's Episcopal Church there in Texas. We will air that special coverage for you. It should start right around 4:45 tomorrow afternoon. Well, Virginia College announcing the institution is closing its Knoxville campus. Students getting a letter from Virginia College's parent company saying that the school's accreditation had been suspended, blaming regulatory issues for problems in securing funding to keep the schools open. The Knoxville campus is scheduled to close on Friday.
That means that we have wasted 9 months and we are no longer getting diplomas, nor are we getting our certification to get jobs.
Now, we do want to point out that students have been told they will receive credit for all courses completed. Pellissippi State Community College says they welcome students from Virginia College. Several other Virginia College campuses we've learned across the country are also closing. Another section of a University of Tennessee dorm reopening after vandalism on Sunday. We've been telling you about flooding at Clement Hall. Vandals to blame for this, forcing some students to relocate. Others allowed back earlier this week. Now, students were allowed to return to the 7th floor of the Clement Hall tonight. Elevators of the North Tower are working. The ones in the South Tower still need new parts, so they are not running at this time. UT, by the way, still looking for the vandals responsible for this weekend's flooding, and anyone who has any information needs to report it to Clement Hall's front desk or call University Police. We do have some good news from Appalachian Bear Rescue tonight. The black bear cub they took in has now been released back into the wild. We first told you about Persimmon Bear toward the end of October. The cub was hit by a car and eventually ended up at ABR with bruised lungs and broken ribs. The rescue agency successfully releasing Persimmon Bear last night after treating her for her injuries. All right, still to come here at 11 o'clock, a special reunion months in the making. One local woman meets with the first responders who helped to save her life. How she's now helping them.
As I mentioned, definitely a chilly night ahead, but I'm going to let you know if we're going to warm up any as we wrap up the work week. That's coming up.
But first, the search for half a dozen Marines after 2 military planes go down near Japan. We're going to have the latest on those search efforts. We'll have for you next. Stay with us. You're watching WATE 6 on your side news at 11.
Every day at WATE 6 on your side, we hear from amazing organizations who are improving lives here in East Tennessee.
And we love to see our community thrive, from making new friends to helping to shine the spotlight on the needs of local nonprofits. We are honored to do our part through the $1 Million Community Investment.
Tell us how we may be able to help your organization through this multimedia grant. Go to WATE.com and click on the Community tab.
Together, we can build a stronger East Tennessee.
The Steakhouse Bacon Cheeseburger from Sonic. Crispy bacon, melty cheese, black pepper mayo, and grilled onions. No reservations required. The Steakhouse Burger and Tots for only $4.99. Get them now.
Stanton Optical like you asked.
And
See for yourself.
they're beautiful. And you got 2 pair?
And a free eye exam.
I'll be right back.
At Stanton Optical, get 2 pair for $59.95, plus a free eye exam. Now that's easy eye care.
Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos Chili Pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
It's good to know WATE 6 on your side has Knoxville's most accurate forecast. Trust Trent, Matt, Ken, and Shay to make sure you know how to plan for whatever winter throws our way. Knoxville's most accurate forecast, certified by WeatherRate, is on WATE 6 on your side. Thanks for watching WATE 6 on your side. Keep up with our apps and WATE.com.
Welcome back. A Marine has been rescued. 6 more, though, still missing tonight after 2 planes crashed this off the coast of Japan. A fighter jet and a refueling tanker, both going down 200 miles away from an American military base. Japan's defense ministry says the 2 aircraft collided. They were the ones who first responded to the downed planes. U.S. military officials still investigating tonight. The crew member that was found is in stable condition, we understand. The search, by the way, continuing for the other 6. USA Gymnastics filing for bankruptcy. This is the organization now struggles to recover from the Larry Nassar sexual abuse scandal. The former team physician is currently in prison for sexually abusing girls and young women. More than 150 testified against him in court. Survivors of Nassar have filed 100 lawsuits against the sports organization. USA Gymnastics saying today's filing will help expedite the process of resolving claims for survivors. Now, the organization also says the filing for bankruptcy protection does not change its day-to-day operations. The company, chaired by Governor-elect Bill Lee, is denying allegations it wrongfully terminated an employee who requested medical leave. In a lawsuit, Michael Warren alleges he was fired by Lee Company in July after telling his supervisor he would need up to 5 days to recover from a scheduled surgery. Attorneys for the company say the business did not break any laws. This is the latest wrongful termination lawsuit LeeCo has faced. During the primaries, Bill Lee faced scrutiny over a separate dispute with an Army National Guard member who claimed wrongful termination back in 2009. Volkswagen in talks now to possibly build vehicles at U.S. Ford plants. Ford CEO confirming those negotiations, saying they are going well. The announcement comes a week after rival General Motors announced plans to close as many as 5 plants in the U.S. and Canada and lay off up to 14,000 workers. Volkswagen has also said the company is considering a new U.S. factory to be built, and they will build electric cars there. Well, a special reunion for one East Tennessee woman as she came face-to-face with the first responders who helped save her life. This after a crash back in May, Ginger Doherty's car flipping over on Highway 95. Tonight, we take you to the special moment at the fire station number 4 in Oak Ridge. It is a reunion 6 months in the making.
We just wanted to say thank you.
It was an emotional time for me.
Turn back the clock to this past May where these pictures tell the story. Somewhere under this wreckage along Highway 95 was Ginger Doherty.
Dispatch information was that it was a single car accident and at least one person still inside, that we thought there was every chance that she wasn't going to make it. However, we never stopped, trying to get her out as fast as we could.
And it was that will to never give up that saved Ginger Doherty that day, and why she now feels the need to say thank you.
So I thought if I could just, mail them something and tell them thank you how much. But it's meant more to get hugged and to be able to hug them.
Doing this for nearly 30 years, and I could count on both hands the amount of times in 30 years that we've gone on a call this terrible, and someone came back, the patient came back to talk to us, to thank us.
And this is a gift to you all to use as you deem most necessary for the Firefighters Association.
The money that she donated to our Firefighters Association will go, 100% of it will go to most likely buying smoke alarms.
It would encourage people to do this more often because these guys are 24/7 and they never know. They never know how dangerous it will be or how rewarding it will be or how sad it will be.
The reason we all become policemen and firemen, firefighters, we want to save people. That's why we do this. We'll give you one more hug, if that's all right, before you leave.
I get another hug?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, thank you.
We should note, as for Ginger, she doesn't recall much about the crash itself, but she says she is feeling better. Her bones have healed, and says that she still gets a little lightheaded at times, but most of all, she's just very thankful. Well, small aquarium dumps, leaving a big problem for the city. I want you to take a look here for a moment. These piles of weeds from Fountain City Lake filling 3 trucks. The city saying they all came from people dumping invasive aquarium plants. Now, they're not native and spread quickly. It took inmates 2 days to pull all of them out of the 1-acre lake. The lake is not city-owned, but the city works the Lions Club and other community members to maintain the lake. Well, comedian Fred Armisen will be in Knoxville next year. Armisen is known for his past role in Saturday Night Live, more recently from his show Portlandia. Now, he'll be at the Bijou Theater putting on a show called Comedy for Musicians, but Everyone is Welcome. The show will be at 8 o'clock on Wednesday, February 6th. Tickets, by the way, already on sale. They start at $28.50. Well, if you're looking to get in the holiday spirit, consider heading out to Pellissippi State Community College tomorrow. The college's annual Holiday Spectacular is tomorrow. This year's theme is Home for the Holidays, and will feature different choirs and singing groups. There will be 2 performances at the Clayton Performing Arts Center. That's on Pellissippi's Hardin Valley campus. First one will be at 6 o'clock. The second will be at 8. Tickets, by the way, are available at the door. And it's that time of the night where we show you another home with some dazzling Christmas lights here in our area. Take a look. This holiday display is at the home along the 2200 block of Cavalcade Road in Knoxville. And you can see all different kinds of lights and even dancing off the walls there. If your home, we should point out, is decked out for the holidays, we want to know about it. We might even put it on air. Send us a report by going to our website, WATE.com.
Love it.
You got the lights up on yours? Did you put it up this year?
Inside, done. Outside, we have one. We're going to get one of those little projector light
Oh,
things.
that's cool. Yeah. I've always tried, and my kids used to laugh at me and say, Dad's really a poor attempt, so I just we'll put wreaths up.
We have the wreaths. We put those up.
Anytime I try to do something fancy, the family looks at me and goes, no, that doesn't work.
I'm asking my wife now. We've not put the wreaths up yet, have we? She's shaking her head no at home, I think so.
Okay.
All right, don't do it tonight.
Don't do it. Yes, too cold.
Too cold. The temperature's going to fall off into the 20s for tonight, though. Some in the teens first thing tomorrow morning. A few flurries tomorrow night. Nothing like even what we saw last night into this morning. There's just not enough moisture with it, but I just don't want you to expect that was anything like what we could see this weekend. Still looking at the possibility of a winter storm across the southeast. I'll detail that for you coming up. You see the clouds are thinning out pretty quickly now, right over our area through the valley. Still some clouds east. That's why it's a touch warmer. Notice the low 30s, Morristown, Sevierville, but where it's clear, 16 in Monticello right now. That is frigid. 20 in Crossville. So we'll take these temperatures down first thing tomorrow morning, right around 23 here in Knoxville. You may rise a degree or 2 on the plateau, but regardless, it'll be a cold start. Lots of sunshine at least, but slow recovery. We're at 37 degrees by noon with some upper 30s on the plateau, and we'll top out right in the low 40s for most by 3 o'clock Still a little bit of sunshine. Clouds will roll in tomorrow evening, though, and by this time tomorrow night, you kind of see the leading edge of the front that's coming through. Not much moisture with it, but that's what could produce a few flurries as we go overnight Thursday into early Friday. But let's talk about the storm system. For Friday itself, still relatively quiet, just a mix of sun and clouds. Here's the storm system moving along the Gulf Coast, and usually this is a pretty favorable track for us to see snow here in East Tennessee, but this is really going to be the key player here, this area of high pressure. Watch what happens. This cruises along the Gulf, pushes rainfall up into the area throughout the day Saturday, so mainly rain for us Saturday. Area of high pressure is bringing that colder air, but it's moving it down through the Carolinas. That's where the core of the coldest air will be. That's where the heaviest snowfall potential will be. We're still mainly rain even into early Sunday morning, but as this low kind of takes the turn up the coast, that's when it wraps back in some of that colder air. So really, as we go through the day Sunday into Monday, that'll be the best opportunity for seeing snow here in East Tennessee. But do you see where the majority of it was? Yeah, once again, especially north of Knoxville, looks like the best opportunity. And some of that will not just be straight snow or straight rain. It could have some sleet mixed in with it as well. So right now, the potential for some snow and ice, highest probabilities, especially the outlying counties, southeast Kentucky, southwest Virginia, over into western North Carolina, I think it's going to get hit the hardest. Right around Knoxville itself, we're at about a 30 to 50% chance of seeing snow and ice, least likely down through the southern valley. So there's going to be a sharp cutoff, really, anywhere in our viewing area, just depending on the exact track that storm system has. But our confidence is growing that we will see the opportunity for some snow in the area. So yeah, there it is, starting to grow a little bit. Not quite to milk and bread flying off the shelves, but we're not far from that. As I think as we get over the next couple of days, we're going to keep a very close eye on that for sure. But the next few days, relatively quiet, other than the stray flurries Thursday into Friday. We're weather aware Saturday as rain looks likely, especially through the afternoon, but it's rain. It would be the Sunday into Monday time frame where we would start to mix in the potential for some snow and or sleet. But still keep in mind, most areas Knoxville southward, we won't even get below freezing until early on Monday morning. It's the areas north where that colder air will be. So you can kind of think, better chance for the snow and ice the further north you go, the way it looks at this point. Higher elevations as well. But regardless, I do think there will be some travel concerns somewhere in our viewing area by the time we get to Monday morning when people head back to work and school, or try to.
They're trying to, that's right. I know you guys will be watching it closely, especially get close to the weekend. All right,
Yes.
Thank you, Ken. Hey, Marshall's here. We need to talk some Lady Vols basketball.
Yeah, Lady Vols in the spotlight tonight at Thompson Bowling Arena. I'll tell you what, I think they got they're a little too much. How do I say that?
I don't know.
They got more than they bargained for.
Oh, okay. That's what you were going for. Okay.
Yes, sir. Highlights coming your way in tonight's Orange White Nation Report.
Everyone's talking about Kimmel. They said he's the most important host in late night.
Really?
I said he's late night's clearest voice.
They said I was extremely well endowed. Oh, no one said that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Give a man a chicken sandwich and he'll eat for a day.